get back here, you crazy mask. Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimming Bird, and welcome to The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. Well, we're back. Last time we saved the world from looming lunar destruction in the big finale, but as a little bonus episode, I thought we could lay waste to the bosses one more time for old time's sake with our new Fierce Deities mask. We have pretty much collected, seen, and done everything there is to do in Termina, outside of the 2 fishing holes, and we'll tackle those next time. We're not quite done yet. We'll have one more episode to finish up the series, and just kind of relax a little bit, hang out with the weird fish, and I'll give my review of the game. But for now, if you had any frustrations or troubles with these bosses, this is a great way to get your revenge. The Fierce Deity transformation is so strong, especially in the original N64 version. It was just handily able to lay waste and make short work of all the bosses in the game. Now in this one, because of all the different mechanics that we have with the boss fights, it's not quite as effective. As you go through the boss order, it seems to be less and less effective against the bosses, except for Majora's Mask itself. It's still really strong in that fight. And we will do all the boss fights, but unfortunately some of them, like Twinmold, because the mechanics have changed so much, you really just need to be a giant child doing wrestling moves and slamming snake worms into the ground if you want to win that one. So I'll use it and I'll show you guys, but we're going to start first with Odolwa here. Now, the Fierce Deities Mask transformation, it's so powerful. Each swing of the sword, when it lands, will do as much damage as a light arrow or the Great Fairy's sword. And the beams that it shoots out when you lock on, when you just swing normally, you don't, launch anything out of it, but if you lock on or even just hold down the targeting, you shoot out these cool energy beams. Those also do that same amount of damage. So if you're following the logic here, get close to your enemies and hit them with the sword and the beam and you'll do double the damage. So very strong. Now, Odolwa in the N64 version, he wouldn't really do much to stop you. You could just kind of spam him with the beams. In this one, he will block with the shield and kind of hide behind it. Even he is afraid of this guy. But if you hit him when he's jumping, we can just kind of do this and lock him into a pattern. And, yeah, almost. One more. There we go. He's done. All right, one boss down. So yeah, you can see how crazy this thing is. He even looks like he's regretting it. He's like, what did I do with my crazy double helix sword? I didn't realize how powerful I was. The mind of a child in a crazy monster's body. Okay, we're gonna head to the next temple, and I'll see you guys there. All right, we're here at Snowhead Temple, ready to go face Goht one more time. Now, we have collected all the masks in the game, and even though we gave them away when we were on the moon, as weird as that sounds, we do have them all back now, and I'll show you guys here. You can see we've got our full mask screen, including Fierce Deities Mask. So you didn't really have to sacrifice anything to get this thing. And we've got it to take on this Goht. Let me just grab my fire arrows. You still have to melt him out of there. But you can't be in your form. We can't see the cutscene of almost getting trampled by this guy while we're Fierce Deity Link. But we'll turn into that here in just a second. And you can only use the Fierce Deities transformation when you're in the boss rooms or in the fishing holes. A nice little Easter egg. You can fish as Fierce Deity Link, which is pretty cool. So here we go. Now, this is a boss fight that revolves around chasing this guy around, but if you just kind of wait for him to come to you, you can shoot a bunch of the energy at him while he's approaching, knock him to the ground, and try to do as much damage as you can. You kind of want to be to the side a little bit so that when he gets over here, then we can hit him a bunch and slow him down. And then if we get in front of him a little bit here, we should be able to stop him before he can run away too much as well, because he's immediately going to try to run away. So let me try to get behind him, hit him a bunch of times, and then we'll see if we can still target him enough to knock him down again, and then kind of rinse and repeat. This thing doesn't use that much magic, and a lot of these boss fights give you magic, so you probably won't need to get too much magic to do this. It gives you enough time when he's stunned to get ahead of him, and make sure you're ready to hit him with more of those beams to make him fall again, and he should almost be done here. Let's try one more time. There we go. All right, there's Goht. He's a little tougher to track down if he's running in circles, but he's still pretty easy. Now, the other two fights here are kind of tough to do full Fierce Deity because they have a little bit different terrain and mechanics to them. So we'll jump over to Great Bay, and I'll see you guys in the next fight. Okay, let's take down this big fish. So this battle, you can do a lot of the damage with Fierce Deity Link, but because of the change mechanics, when that little platform gets knocked away by Gyorg, you have to fall into the water. You have very limited time after the platform starts to sink to still get a few slices in there. We heard the adult Link scream as he fell down. This is the only way to be adult Link. And in the beta version of the game, like early concepts, they did have an adult Link mask instead of this one. And from concept art of the Deku Scrub, it really looked like it was just a way to turn back into Link. But it could have been a transformation for him to be able to use things like the bow and stuff that he originally used as an adult in Ocarina. Okay, trying to get a lock on. Here we go. All right, Gyorg. Gyorg definitely looks so much different in this one. I was looking back at old footage from the N64, and he looked like he was a lot cuter in that one, but he didn't have his cool mask on him, and he looks more like a crazy salmon shark thing here. Who's gonna try to jump over? Where'd you go, buddy? He's lurking around. There he go. Oh, jeez. He just wanted to say bye properly. There we go. All right. But yeah, soon here he's gonna knock this platform down, and then we'll have to fight him normally as Zora Link. So unless I can just do a ton of damage somehow to him right at the end there, I don't think we're gonna be able to take him down the full way. Here we go. So now that it starts to sink, we can try to lock on and spam him with shots, but I don't think this is gonna work. It's gonna go down into the water real quickly here. Yep, there we are. So now we have to beat him the normal way. So I'm gonna skip through the rest of this. If you guys haven't seen me fight Gyorg, there's that episode, of course, back, and there's a playlist down in the description. So I'll have to take him out the normal way, but I'll see you guys when we get to Twinmold. I did it! No. All right, we haven't done the Stone Tower Temple Twinmold refight yet, so this is gonna light up as we spin around. Whoa! Ye who have beheld my frenzied dance of earth and sky, courageous traveler of time and space, will you dare fight me again? You gonna step to me? If thou art fearless, stand before me, that I might witness thy power once more. All right, so we're gonna jump in here, and like I mentioned, you can kind of hit, you'll see, you can kind of hit the eyes on Twinmold a little bit using this thing, but you can't lock onto them. You can only lock onto the head and the tail. So with the new mechanics in this one, which I do like, I think the Giant's Mask, not just making your sword giant to slice him a bunch, I think it's an improvement to be able to, punch as a giant Link. We can't even turn into the Fierce Deity's mask or transformation until we're down here, but Link did a cool Gibdo flip down into the portal. But yeah, so it is a very different fight from the N64 one, and thus not as easy to spam the energy beams with this transformation. So we'll try and see if we can at least hit it a little bit, but I'm gonna have to do most of this fight the way we did before. And if you missed that as well, remember, of course, there's a playlist below where you can check out Stone Tower Temple. All right, here we go. Put that mummy mask away. When I became an adult, I knew to put away childish things like mummy masks. And then I learned that the true adult loves to play with mummy masks. I can't remember the actual quote from, I think it was C.S. Lewis, talking about basically, if you're an adult and you don't need to, as a kid, you worry about trying to be an adult and be mature, but as an adult, you can realize you can still do childish things, but they're not childish because they bring you joy. Mature, you still want to be mature, but you want to shoot laser beams at bugs and weird, or whatever these are, weird sand snake worms, then be my guest. So yeah, we're not really able to hit too well here with, as you can see, we only can target the head, so if we want to hit the body, it's going to get too far away to hit these. You can also target the tail, but they're just all heading towards that. So I'm going to have to switch over and use my bow to do this fight proper, but I'll see you guys at Majora, the actual fight that really works well with this mask. It was me! I did it! If you're one of those people that see a face in the moon, it's probably evil. But if you see a rabbit on the moon, then it's probably Link running to go fight the boss one last time. So I want to talk a little bit about the Fierce Deity's mask. I know a lot of people are confused about who exactly is supposed to be in this mask and what's up with it, what's its weird story. And when we took down Majora before, I talked a little bit about how this is also called Oni Link by a lot of the people in Zelda community because of the way that tag is played a little bit between these kids and Link here. And Onigoko in Japan is the word for tag. So it got that name, as well as the fact that Oni are these like demon monsters in Japanese mythology, and Majora's Mask implies that the fierce deity is evil, or at least some type of great evil power. In the little description it says as well. But the Japanese word for fierce deity, Kishin, is used for these Buddhist deities. I mentioned that as well, but they're often benevolent but very like wrathful or fierce, I guess is a good word. So they're kind of scary, but they are good in the end. So they're fighting to in the stories and stuff, they're fighting to protect humanity and the goodness in the world. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Now we're just gonna, I don't even have a full magic meter, but we probably don't need it because we can just destroy Majora's Mask so easily. This is definitely our little victory lap here. Now the mask transformations, I was gonna say a little bit too, the people were mentioning the backstory of this mask in the comments. There's a few people that mentioned the manga, which isn't canon, the comic version of Majora's Mask. That has Majora as this kind of dragon beast with very tough armor and very, very hard to beat. It was supposed to like grant wishes to people, and then this weird dude showed up, implied to be some type of deity or god, and he played music for 3 days and 3 nights straight as the beast danced, and then he made it into a mask to steal the power. But that's not really canon in the games. It's just this very powerful dark mask used for a ritual, but was sealed away because it was very strong to the point where even the people that made it couldn't control it. Get back here, you crazy mask. We're gonna hit him a few more times here. I should probably get some magic from the side before Majora's Wrath makes its appearance. Let me see here. We got arrows, and hopefully, give me some magic. There we go. Okay, this should be enough. We were at half when we started this fight, but it usually does not take much to take this guy down. But anyways, the one last thing I wanted to mention here with the masks. So the transformation masks, a lot of people probably wonder why Link screams in pain, and it's not just because he's changing his physical form. There was an interview with the producer of the Zelda series and director of a lot of them, Eiji Aonuma. This was the first game that he really took over on, and it was that challenge from Miyamoto I mentioned before to make a game in a year or less with Ocarina assets. There we go. She's gone. But yeah, he said that it's really painful when he transforms because he's hosting a powerful spirit inside of him. So it's also like in his mind, he's getting the soul of whoever is put into him. And then the people that interviewed him asks, well, whose soul is in the fierce deity's mask? And Aonuma said, the best I can give you is just a suggestion. The best way to think about it is that the memories of all the people of Termina are inside of the fierce deity's mask. And it could be a dark mask in the fact that we had to help all these people who were suffering or in pain or had problems. And all of those problems, the power of solving those might have been forged into this mask. So it's not necessarily transforming into one single like entity. It's all of our, combined effort and the pain and suffering of the people of Termina and Clocktown put into this one mask that made us so powerful that we could just cakewalk that boss. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is it. Next time, we'll head to the fishing holes. We'll have some fun. I'll give you guys a final review of my favorite Zelda game. I'll try to do it a little unbiased, even though this is my favorite. I do have some qualms about it, but we'll do that at the dawn of a new day. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.